70% from our time is work, actually. If we're working, so like if we don't enjoy, if we don't make something significant, why we live, you know?
Here we are with the amazing Rozaliya Heinen, who is just an absolute light on a dark day. She's just gleaming with energy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and to talk to you and eventually to share something from the wisdom.
The wisdom. And you've had a really interesting life story. But before we get into that, it's really awesome that we met through our mutual connection, Cindy. What an amazing human. I just want to give a quick shout out to Cindy Cohen and just overall, just a lot of good people. But I'm just fascinated with learning more about who you are as a person. I mean, you've done some studying in other countries and you're selling a very particular niche, jewelry for enlightenment. You know, a lot of people, when it comes to crystals and when it comes to these different therapies, there's a lot of, different people doing it. Some people think it's not real. Other people live and swear and die by it. I'm really curious and to learn about, where did this journey of your enlightenment begin?
Yeah, it's actually quite long journey. I don't know where exactly start, but I was like 15 years in the fashion industry, and that's why I have this touch of design and be cool. And I have a fashion and model agency and production company in my country for many, many years. So, and one day I was like very successful. I was living in Germany. I have a beautiful family. And one day I just look into myself and I see that something is not enough. The success, the family, the nice environment was not enough, and I was searching for something more. And then start this journey. So I left my business, I left my family, and I decided to stay in silence for 2 years. And I left Germany and I was in Indonesia for the last 10 years. So after the 2 years of silence, actually, it's come this meaningful business, to make business with reason, to make business in order to help others, to make business to give the people the possibility to reach their higher potential. So the jewelry is one of my the extension of my wisdom, what I received in all the years in Indonesia and in Nepal, just to share with people much more energy, much more wisdom, and to help them on the way, because in the moment it's not so easy time for everybody.
So there's a lot there. Let's start with 2 years of silence. Where does that come from? How does one begin to even make quite such a decision? And then at any point, are you just like 1 or 2 months in, I got to break this?
Actually, it starts naturally. I think the journey inside us, it starts naturally. Start with the aspiration that you want really to search something deeper than that's what is outside, and to understand where come everything from. It was just, I was thinking first to make just 40 days, diving into myself and seeing what I don't understand. And that's turning on like into the very long journey. And I want to say that in this journey, I learn more and I receive more wisdom than all my life through all the books or everything else. So I think that's what you can find within yourself. I think it's the biggest wisdom. So that's why I think, and that's also opened me to make the jewelry and to help people.
So that's just amazing to me. 2 years, which means so you're not talking to anybody. You're dead quiet.
No, yes. Yeah.
Do you ever, go to sleep and you find yourself talking in your sleep and you're like, oops?
I mean, the talking is the process, talking to yourself or talking with your thoughts on talking with something. It's the process what we cannot stop. Yeah. But at least to cut off all the contact with the outside world and go diving deeper. Yeah, that's what's possible. And after quite of time, it's very beautiful journey. You start to connect to the different dimension. You start to connect to different aspects of you that you never before even understand this exist. Yeah.
Do you tell your friends before you do this? Do you let everyone know, like, hey, BT
yes.
Dubs,
It was very well prepared. Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet for the next year or two?
Yes, it was very well prepared, because if you don't prepare, it's not possible to do. Yeah.
So you go to a grocery store and you're just like,
I don't go to grocery store.
um,
No, it was prepared. It was people who take care of me, so
oh,
I
okay.
don't need to communicate with the world.
Was this in Bali?
Yes, in Nusa Penida and in Bali. Yes.
So you studied yoga as well, or a form of yoga?
Um, After my silent, I was a Dzogchen practitioner for many years. I'm already Dzogchen practitioner for more than 11 years. And that is kind of the Tibetan Buddhism practice. And it's teach me a lot, and it's give me a lot of wisdom and practices in order to grow and to find my own wisdom. But that's what I teach, and that's what I create, and that's what I write my books about. Is beyond that. It is more like for everybody, even they're not practitioner, even they're normal people who just want to live better life.
Amazing. When you say doctor practitioner, do you mean like you went to a traditional med school, or is it a naturopath
Yeah,
type deal?
I have lived with my guru for quite 8 years. It is Dzogchen practice. Yeah, I live with the monk, and I study with him, and I teach with him, and yes.
So you live with the monk who then teaches you everything he knows, and you become a teacher of his teachings.
Yeah, obviously.
Amazing. That's so cool. So are you all about just living a life from when you eat food? Is it always based on healing foods, and everything you put in your body is well crafted to the point that you just can achieve maximum energy?
Actually, I believe that the all human beings who is conscious understand this. Whatever what you eat, it's become you. It's so fundamental that you eat today one apple, and this apple just in couple of hours become human beings. So of course we have to be absolutely conscious what we put in our body, also how we appreciate the food or the water what we drink. So of course, yeah, that is my first obligation. If I want to take care of this body, the food what I eat and the water what I drink have to be really high quality and high vibration, full with water, and really full of prana, yeah, of the energy.
Oh, that's so interesting. There's so many different avenues I want to take this down, because I could just talk about the energy deal for a very long time. But let's focus real quick on the crystal healing, because that's something I'm really curious about. Can you tell us a little bit about what exactly is crystal healing, and where does it kind of come from?
Okay, the crystal healing practice. If we speak about crystal healing, of course, we speak about crystals, and that is my biggest love in my life. So before to start my silent, I was already connected to the crystals, and when I go through my journey, the crystal was the instrument. There was the tool what helped me through during all these years to develop my ability to grow and really to connect spiritually. And I can say this, I have unbelievable connection with them. So the crystals, they're like our friends. So the crystals is the only one creature in the world what have completely the same matrix like the human being's body and the human being consciousness. So actually the only one thing what they don't have is our five senses. So they're absolutely pure. And they have there are many kinds of crystals, but the fundamental crystal what can help you is like they can really connect to you, stabilize you, and help you to achieve your dreams. So let's say many people want to stop to be angry. Let's say, just give a sample. They want to stop to be angry, or they want to be happy, but just after 10 minutes of this decision, they make the same like before. They again scream or they again get upset or something. So the crystal is when you really take decision and you want to do something in your life, they can give you the stability, they can give you the energy, that they can be your tool you to really achieve that's what you want. The other kind of the crystals, they can help you to go to your next level just through the information what they have, through the energy what they have. So the crystal close to you or in connection with you, they can really balance your body, balance your energy centers, balance your life. They're like invisible friends who really know what you need, even without you to believe that. You don't need to believe.
That's amazing. Are you the type of practitioner that can see energy, like visually?
I think we all can see energy. If we're a little bit, we're all the same. If we focus a little bit like more, and that's what you do, you'll be see everything. So
But I mean, like legit radiating energy. Like some people, they'll just like they walk around. It's almost like there's halos around people's skin because it's like people are glowing in real time because they're so connected? Or is that a thing?
Um, like I say, even you close your eyes now and try to connect to other people and see their vibration, you'll be able to do it. So people see that's what they're focused on it. So when you're focused a little bit invisible, you can see it, you can feel it, you can even change it.
That is amazing. And there's so many different crystals. Is there a certain crystal that corresponds with a certain person? Or like, would you be able to tell me what would be my crystal, or would I have to go and do something?
Okay, I have to really tell you something. Like I always advise everybody who speaks to me and who asks me this question, never believe somebody if they would this is crystal for you. Because the crystals, they have very power energy, what can connect to your senses. And the moment then you see your crystal, the moment then you feel your crystal, he'll connect to you and you feel this will to have it. You feel this, oh my God, I have to have this crystal, I have to touch it, or I have to have close to me. So this communication is like a relationship, like a love, and you really have to feel with your heart. So I always recommend, if you see crystal, just close your eyes, bring close to your heart and just talk to the crystal, connect to the crystal, and then you see that it's yours or it is not. And I always say that the crystal comes to you in the right time. So if you're ready to have crystal, if you're ready to have these tools and instruments to grow, they'll find you in a certain way, and you just have to be there and to open your eyes to have it.
You're the real deal with this crystal stuff. That was an amazing, because I was going to ask, I was like, does some of these crystals almost act as a placebo to people versus them being truly connected to it? But your answer just explained that completely. So thanks for going into that. So, and you know 5 languages, correct?
Yes.
Does that ever get complicated inside of your head? You're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's what I just told you before to start our conversation. That the English is the last and the worst. But yeah, it's okay. No, I love to communicate with people, and when you live in different places, I think it's important you to start to understand the culture and start to understand the people, and really to give your best to connect to everybody. I love to speak with people. I love to share, and that's why it's important you to be able to communicate with different nations.
Amazing. In terms of what you're doing on a daily basis to maintain or to live this lifestyle that you live, whether it be holistic therapies or methods of healing, what does a typical day look like in terms of the tea you're drinking, or how much hours you sleep? Like anything you can mention that you found that really optimizes your specific lifestyle.
I think the lifestyle is one of the most important things of the human beings, because your daily ritual, your lifestyle create your future and create also your energy system. I don't believe when people say that you have to sleep a lot. When I feel good, I don't need more than 4 hours to sleep. When I really have a lot of activities and I'm more about working with people, then maybe I need 6 hours. But normally, the human beings eat healthy. If the human being is really conscious, 4 hours, 5 hours is completely enough. My days start always with the with the connection to your inner self, connection to the dimensions.
This is something I am curious about because you've traveled all around the world and you've seen these different countries and the different levels of people inside of the countries and cultures. Is there a certain culture out of any country you've been that truly inspires you the most, that you think just kind of blew you away?
Um, I can say that is all the culture inspire me. So like generally, I love people. That's why that's why I also come to America, because it's unbelievable to see different culture, different people. So everybody have a different perspective, and it's interesting to learn how we can communicate with them. I'm very open to everybody. I'm very impressed, of course, from the place where I live. I live in Bali for 10 years, so my house is there, my home is there, and I make my permanent stay there. I was very impressed because people have unbelievable old culture, and it's so interesting to live in a place like that. But I also want to explore. So like when I come to America, like a couple of years ago, I see the people need more help than the people in Bali or in Nepal, of course. So that's why you have just to see where is your point of view, what you want to do. Like, I think all people is amazing, and if they can really connect to themselves and to know that they can achieve their higher potential, they have to work on this area, you know.
It seems like Bali is one of the number one destinations for people that are number one, offer an epic vacation or offer a spiritual journey. It seems like it's really evolved as an amazing place. A lot of Westerners are moving there. Have you just fell in love with the country as a whole, or does it have all the same amenities, would you say? Like, you could definitely get along living in Bali?
I want to say that Bali is not like a whole country. Bali is very specific energetic place, what awake in the people certain area of their energy centers, and you really can connect more deeply to different dimension. That's why many people go there in order to make art or to connect to there. So I start to make the jewelry in Bali. But there are many places like this in the world. I've been in many other powerful places, and I just visit like 2 months ago, and I stay in silent in Mount Shasta, and I can say that I really love Mount Shasta and have the same powerful energy like Bali. Then of course Tibet, of course Peru. There's so many places in the world, and you can really connect deeper and very strongly and very fast to connect to yourself. You know.
What are your thoughts on today's society when it comes to the world of smartphones? I mean, we are so disconnected because we're just so constantly using our phones. I'm texting people, I'm talking through Facebook Messenger. You know, our attention is constantly getting diverted. When I see someone like you and you're able to not talk to anybody and stay so focused and get connected, I'm in awe, because you must be at this level of presentness that just doesn't exist in the world today, or it's very rare. You know what I'm talking about?
I know very well what you're talking about, but I want to say something. From one side, the telephones and all this new technology bring us away from each other. And from another side, I want to say the good and positive thing is the first era for the human beings, what you can just share one sentence and millions of people can hear you. So it's amazing time. We all to awake, we all to connect, we all really to have a bigger reason to live. So let's say in the 2000 years ago, Jesus or whatever bigger teachers, they can share just with the one closest next to them. And if somebody write, maybe they forget what they write, and we don't know if that's what come to us is the truth. But now you can share your wisdom, you can really grow, and you can share with people, and your words can stay, and they can impact big mass of people. So I think it's incredible time we all to get connected on another level too, and just get the balance between the phones and our life. I think every human being have to have daily time to stay alone and to connect and to say, why am this world? So every morning when you awake, just to ask yourself, why I'm awake, where I am, not just live like a robot and survive and eat and make love and have relationships and just going on and then finally dying. So like just 2 days ago, so amazing person died, and all the Los Angeles, all the America was like in shock. But that's happened every single day. People die. Nobody really realizes we are mortal. And that's why every second of our life, we have to pressure and we have to live and to grow and to make something better for the humanity.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And you're right. 2 days ago with the whole Kobe Bryant, it was just an absolute shock to so many people. I mean, someone so great. But like you said, there's suffering worldwide and there's issues worldwide that need to be fixed and changed. Obviously, Kobe's thing was a total tragedy, and that's a one-off thing. But
Exactly.
it's very interesting. And the one other thing that I wanted you to touch on before we got cut off was talking about what you're doing on the daily in terms of your habits when it comes to that was it. You know,
Yes.
when it comes to like, what are you doing at your level of like as a person, what are you doing every day to stay super healthy, stay present? Like, what's your schedule look like?
Okay, my first night schedule is nobody can interrupt my morning. So like my morning is connection to like I say, I have my daily meditation, breathing and exercise with the movement, what is more to energize. And of course, many of the days I also love to dance. And that is my morning routine. Then in the day, I really have this conscious connection 24. Like I say, it's not just you meditate 10 minutes in the morning and you stop. You have to awake this consciousness all day, every one of your activity to be made consciously. So like when you eat consciously. When you speak with people, speak consciously. When you touch something, touch consciously. Because the most of the people, they lose themselves because they make everything like unconsciously. Everything is just like routine, but you don't even think about. But if you just see your food before you eat, so I'm completely vegan because I really believe I don't need to kill animals in order to feed myself. And I don't, everybody can do what they want in their life, but I don't believe that if you want to go to the highest vibration and you want your channels and energy to be clean, it's possible with a lot of meat or a lot of food. So I think people don't need to eat so much. So I eat mostly one time a day, maximum two, with a very long distance between the food. So like I minimum have 7 hours. One time a week I have 36 hours between the food. So fasting for me is like it's like a weekly life. Like it's extremely important because the body needs rest. So we have to think of our body like they also get tired. So we need to give them a little bit rest. So that's why the sport is extremely important. People have to use the bodies in order to be active, especially when you go over 30, 40 years old. So like I'm active in any kind of sport, yoga, meditation, very healthy food. I don't drink anything else than water.
Do you put anything in your water, like any trace minerals or anything?
No, I don't think so. We need that. I don't think so. So I prepare my water always with special prayers every single day. So my water go to 3 different container before I to drink. I never drink from the plastic, and I pray for the water in the morning. So 24 hours the water have to stay in the last container. What I have is from the copper, and every time I drink, I feel the preciousness of the water. And I normally don't drink in other places than at home. I always bring my water with me.
Interesting.
So it's really important.
So you're waiting 7 hours between meals. Do you find that that's extremely effective with helping with digestion?
I don't believe just it is very effective by digestion, but also if you want to be very active, like my days sometimes is extremely active, and at the same time I'm passive because I teach meditation and I have to have also very passive work. So in this case, it's extremely important to have energy. If we eat many times on the day, so the body gets lazy, the body gets much more tired, and you don't have enough strength and enough energy to do it. So also the all negative, let's say negative, all the negative cancer cells, all the cells what is destroying the body, they cannot live like more than 7-8 hours without food. So if you make a space between the meals, you obviously will not get very bad sickness. So like it's extremely important people to know that is, if you space the meals, then all the negative cells, they die themselves, and you just really regenerate. So that's why I make one time a month, definitely 36 hours, no food, no water, in order all the cells to be regenerated.
One time a month, you'll do 36 hours, no food, no water.
Weekly.
Oh, okay. What are your thoughts on water fasts?
I think it's beautiful. I think every fast is beautiful if it's under control and if people really understand why they do. I think the people, when they get sick or they get they have problems or challenges, it's very beautiful to fast, because that's what will give them clarity, and at the same time health will be really increased.
That's amazing. I've had digestive issues for a very, very long time, and I'm trying everything there is possible when it comes to holistic and traditional Western versus your everyday doctor. So these are things I'm taking really to heart. So these questions I'm really interested in. I mean, in general, it's hard to do 3 solid meals for me, just because I feel like my body just doesn't digest the food completely. It just, no matter what, no matter how healthy I eat,
Yes, exactly. I don't know how people do it. Like I think if I eat 3 times a day, it would be too heavy for me.
So are you typically eating like 11 and 7 every day?
Yeah, it's around 11 and 7, or sometime in the morning it's normally just fruit, so it's not like a real meal.
Okay, and then you'll have like a real meal at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, normally at 6, 5, 6 maximum is the latest. Yeah.
And you don't snack at all between then. You're just drinking water.
Just fruits, honey is beautiful. So like I say, that it's extremely important to be prana food, the food what give you energy. Like all the fruits give you energy, the honey give you energy. So that is extremely important, you to see what you eat, because you can't snack chips between, and that's really not good for the body. It's no water inside. So our body is 75% water. So if you really want you to make this body to work good and to have good digestive system, you need to eat fruits. They're 90% of water, and so they really can help you to digest, and that can help you to your energy to increase.
Totally, that makes a lot of sense. I'm taking these notes right now. This is big for me. I'm going to be implementing this, and I'll circle back with you how that works, because I do intermittent fasting right now, but I typically do 3 meals, like 11, 3, and 7. But I want to try doing like 11 and 7, and then obviously just some fruits in between.
And if you have to see your body what need. I don't believe in any system. I don't believe anyone. So I learned in all my practices in all these years, the last 14 years, just believe in your experience, believe in what you feel. Like if you feel the body want to really eat, but you see from where you want to eat, from the habit or really need something, So if you feel your body, and check another day, the day you try one day something, check another day how you feel. When you awake in the morning, you're more aware, you're more happy, how you feel, you have more energy. You have really to find for yourself the best system. It's all investigation. It's all to have this unbelievable conscious about what you do.
Right. The self-discovery, this consciousness. So let's circle back to you ran one of Bulgaria's largest fashion and modeling agencies. So that was a whole different life for, it seemed like. You did that for how long? 11 years?
Yes. Yeah.
And what inspired you to start that? And like, what was that journey like through that entrepreneurial career?
I don't know. I think I'm born entrepreneur. I was maybe 11 years old when I started my entrepreneurship with painting and painting the neighbors of me, and taking bonbons for that, painting, make a painting on their walls, I was really good in that. So then I was 15 when I started modeling, and with 16 and a half already was the rebel in me was awakened, and I see that something is wrong with the model agency what I was working for, and I decided to open my first model agency. So I was 16 and a half when I opened my first model agency, and very fast become huge, because after communist time in my country, it was not many, so we don't have big competition these years. And just for a couple of years we really become big, and I become one of the biggest producer for the fashion TV shows and primetime shows and live shows, and I have an advertising agency and more than 500 models. So it was huge business, yes, and I love that because I learned a lot, and I learned how to create shows and to work with 400 people crew.
500, managing 500 models must seem like no easy task.
Yeah, they're a lot. They work over the whole world, but it's amazing to work with beautiful girls and boys, young and fresh, and who want to achieve something. I love it. Yeah.
Interesting. So that whole career kind of just taught you a lot about people because you love people.
Exactly. Like I was always feeling like a mother of the girls. Even I was sometime younger than them, I feel like a mother. I feel like you want to accommodate everybody, to make everybody happy, to find job for everybody.
And you've always just loved fashion to the point where you just look at outfits all day, just like, yep, nope, yep.
It's not about, if you say fashion, it's not just about outfit. I think many people ask me why you're spiritual and you dress fashionable, you dress cool. I just think that the fashion is something new you want to do. The human being have this striving for something new. This human being have striving to grow. And if we just be simple, just be like a very humble, and it's beautiful for our karma, but how we can grow. So like you say, the technology, everything is happened because human beings want to achieve something more. That is fashion. Even in technology is fashion, in the clothes is fashion, in the jewelry, whatever. what you do. Even in the spirituality now is fashion. So that's why I believe the fashion is the striving for something new, the striving to express yourself differently, and just really to make something beauty in this world, because all designers work for that. All designers work just to bring beauty. Like I make my jewelry, I can't make simple jewelry, put one stone and just give to somebody and say, okay, that will help your life. But I want to make beauty. I want to create a painting. I want to create through the jewelry sculpture what people will say, oh my God, that is like, it's not from this world, you know? And that's inspired me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Segueing into the jewelry. I mean, your jewelry is absolutely beautiful. If you guys haven't checked out your website, I think it's RozaliyaJewelry.com.
Yeah, RozaliyaJewelry.com.
Rozaliya
It's always
Jewelry.com.
spelling very difficult. Yeah, with Z.
Rozaliya.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name. I'm not used to
It's
that.
Italian. Yeah, it's Italian. I'm not Italian, but many people think I am.
You don't speak Italian?
No, I don't.
Interesting. Very interesting. But your jewelry is amazing. Are you the key person when it comes to designing the
Yes.
actual pieces?
Yeah, so I'm the key person. So we started drawing from the idea. So I make the first drawing. So then we have somebody who make the detailed drawing and the construction drawing. And sometime model before to come out from production, we have 5-6 time come in and out, especially for the pieces. What is handmade is not easy job. Yeah, like we have a lot of one of a kind pieces. What is like, I work a lot with the tantric pieces. What is the human bodies connected, and through these human bodies you create the piece. It's really interesting work. Yeah.
Did it take a long time to get that process down for creation?
I have one jewelry. The name is Stream of Consciousness, and it's about soulmates. And that is like a pendant, like a necklace. Okay, necklace. What we create 6 months in order to make the system right, the lock right, and all these human being bodies to move like a stream of consciousness. It was amazing journey, but now it's more easier to do because you already create all the elements, and but the first time is the pilot model is not easy.
What's the biggest challenge that you ran through when building this business?
The biggest challenge for me was to educate people to not be scared from the difference. I have many times experience that people see my jewelry and they, oh my God, it's so big. Oh my God, it's so different. And but the moment that they put on them and they wear it, they see the difference. So the biggest challenge was to be able to include the fashion and the beauty and the spirituality and the formula of changing life in one, and to be able to present on this way, because some people, they're afraid from spirituality, some people don't care about the beauty. So I united all that, and I say, we have to educate people, we have to grow and to make high-end jewelry for helping others, because normally the spiritual jewelry is just very simple, hippie, and cheap. So I wanted to touch all the levels of people and to say we can make a jewelry for enlightenment what can be high-end,
Yeah, because your jewelry is all high-end stuff. It's like it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. What was like the marketing behind that? Like, what did you find out of all the channels to be successful that you really saw maybe online sales explode, or what was it word of mouth? Like, what channel really worked for you guys?
I think it's word of mouth. I think I survived so many years. Like I have a stores in Bali and in Europe, and I survived many years through my stores because I see the stories. So people come into the stores, oh my God, I don't want to go out from here. The energy is so beautiful. We have so many interesting things for people. They can check their aura. They can check their chakras or whatever. And when I came to America, I decided, okay, I want to go a little bit more to more people, not just to make a store. And we start just to connect to people, and one by one we build this system of amazing people who wear our jewelry, celebrity, and we have also like one of the collection, especially jewelry for stars, what is one of a kind, never make second one, is very high end. And we have the same time different kind of collection what even the normal people also can wear and enjoy and feel the difference.
Yeah, so that word of mouth is huge
Word
because
of mouth.
your jewelry makes a statement. You know, people comment on it because it's big, it's bold. I see you got one on your hand.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
what's like your all-time favorite piece that you've ever had, like the one that means the most to you?
Like I like this ring what I wear now I really love. It's like a green tourmaline, and it's, you know, when you really meet a lot of people, it's nice you to absorb the energy. So I love this piece and I wear it. But yeah, it's like normally I love to dress with black. That is my thing. So I don't reflect any light on me because it's too much then. So like I love really to wear like black jade or tourmaline or pink opal. No, it depends.
It depends. Well, I definitely need to get a chain for myself. I need a fat crystal just to hang on the necklace. This thing doesn't really mean much to me, so I need to get something to
But
complement it.
you notice I have a huge men collection. I love to make jewelry for men. Because I really think the man is so important as the woman, and nobody in the jewelry business really think of them. You know, like I create huge collection for men and also for very elegant men and for very edgy men. So in order they to have the also the possibility to heal and to feel the energy. You know.
I'm just trying to get a dose of energy. All right. I'm a simple man. I just want to get a little dose of energy.
Yes, but you can, like I say, you can anytime come and see and just check our collection. We can make also something special. You know?
Is that in LA? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Studio in Brentwood.
Where is
Yeah,
that located?
I have studio in Brentwood.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Have you loved living in LA compared to Bali?
I enjoy living in LA. I cannot compare them with Bali. They're very different. So actually, when I come to America, the first 2 years, I don't want to come back to Bali because I will never come back. It's like it's so easy to live in Bali and to, you know, but I live here also close to the beach, and I have so many friends, and I really enjoy the weather. It's beautiful. I think LA is gorgeous place. Energetically, it's amazing for people to achieve. It's very achieving city, and when you see these so much young people who want to be successful and so many mature people who are successful, it's amazing. The energy is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a melting pot for sure.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
everyone that's, you know, was either too good for their hometown or wanted to make a change, they moved to LA.
yes. No, I love LA. Yeah.
If there was this is kind of like a staple thing that we like to ask our guests, and it really kind of does a little self-reflection. And first of all, did you go to college?
Oh yes, I'm master. I'm business management.
Business management. So
Yes.
if you could go back in time to maybe the day after you got your business management degree, and you could
Okay.
have whispered to yourself maybe one, two, or three things that could have saved you a ton of time, energy, heartache, money, whatever, just a few key lessons that you wish you learned earlier. And it can't be, I wouldn't change anything because it made me who I am. Like, what were some of those things that you might have told yourself?
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I actually I was pretty. I start to study because of my business. So I start my business on 16 and a half, and I start to study on 17 because I want to understand how to manage business and what is that to make business, you know.
Hmm.
But if I go back now and I tell to this girl who, like, she was much more brave than me now. She was brave. She was like unstoppable. She was absolutely not giving up. The only thing is that she was like maybe a little bit too worried for all the things, how they will be going. So like now I'm much more chill. Like whatever what's happened, I know this thing can happen mistake. I know this not everything perfection is. In this moment, I was like 100% want everything to be super perfect, and I was so unhappy if something is not perfect. So now I learn how really to handle that and to understand that this imperfection is part of life. So the second one, what I can say to this girl, be amazing, be nice to people. So you have to handle people with respect, with love, with gratitude, with you have really to respect everyone, human beings on your way, and to create every day this beautiful karma. Not think just about the business, not think just about the how to achieve the dreams. and how to make the best show or how to make the best things, but you have to respect every human being on this world, because that is what creates your future. So that's something very important.
Yeah. And then people are what makes it so special. It's a recurring theme here. If you don't know, like, loving people and having good friends and caring about people is the fundamental art of being happy. You know, you can have all the pleasures in the world when it comes to physical material things, but nothing makes up for that, you know, close bond with other humans.
And of course, there's something what I know it without to know when I was so young. It's like if you really put your business, the goal to be to help others, whatever what is it. So when I was, my fashion business was how to help the girls to grow. When it's now how to help human beings to get awakened. You have really to have bigger goal than the money, bigger goal than yourself, in order you to achieve the higher potential of everything.
Yeah. Serving more people instead of just
Yes.
thinking about it. It's
Yeah.
amazing how that happens.
Yeah.
The more people you help, the more wealth, the more love, all these things come into your life. And then if you can mix your career with something that makes you happy at the same time, then you hit the lottery. And it seems like for you, you're literally selling something that means so much to you. I mean, the crystals you sell are just, I feel like every time someone purchases something, you give that smile right there, that big old smile, because you know how much it's going to mean to them. And it's a recurring thing. It's something they wear. It becomes part of them. And I think that's really special.
Exactly. It's amazing. It's to make that's what you love, and to put all your heart inside is maybe the most biggest pleasure, because 70% from our time is work, actually. If we're working, so like if we don't enjoy, if we don't make something significant, why we live, you know?
Amen. And if there was one thing you could say to the person that's right on the cusp of jumping into saying entrepreneurship for the first time, they want to start their own jewelry company, they want to start their own fashion and modeling agency, but they're scared, you know, or maybe they have things that in their life that are pushing them down. What would be something you would give their advice that are right on the cusp of doing it for the first time?
You know, the biggest advice what I can give is like they have to understand. So everybody who wants to create a business, they have to understand that they have to be warrior. So where you're a warrior, there is no place for fear. Fear comes for everyone. I'm also scared. You are also scared. We are all scared sometimes. The difference between entrepreneur and the normal human being who is employed is the entrepreneur don't care about this fear. He just go through it. So yeah, the fear is there. You recognize, okay, thank you very much just to inform me that I can't be in danger, but I want to do my things. And, you know, just go forward and just do it and don't think of nothing. And if you failed, you failed. You'll be stand up again. You'll be failed again. You'll be stand up again, but you'll be owner of your own life. You'll be not just slave of somebody.
That was beautiful. That was magical. There it is. The art of spirituality and enlightenment. Is there at what point, and I know we have to wrap this up, but at what point does someone hit enlightenment? Like what's the deal with that?
You know, that is very interesting to say. So the moment then you hit enlightenment, is also the moment then it's not enlightenment. Let's say there are many levels of enlightenment or awakening, but in the moment then you become a realized human being, then you become conscious human being, is the moment then you understand that everything is actually meaningless, and you have to live with this meaninglessness and to find again the meaning in meaninglessness. So it's very interesting. Many people say, oh, you have to find peace in life, you know. I don't say we have to find peace in life, because peace in life, you know, when you go to die there, or you can't just, you know, cut half of your brain, already have peace. So for me, to really get conscious, to really get awakened, is to understand your super high potential and who you are beyond the mind, beyond the body. So who you are, who is the one who actually possesses this body, who is the one who possesses this mind, who is the one who you are. So that is the moment then you recognize yourself, then you recognize who you are beyond these two things, then you're the one who can create his own life.
All right, I'm just going to start with a little bit of meditation because that was a lot.
Okay.
But that makes a lot of sense. No, thank you for breaking that down, because that's next level. And are there a lot of people that take the vows of silence? And why 2 years instead of 1 year? Like after 1 year, were you just like, one sec, let me just do another one?
Yes, that was my, after every 6 months, I want to take more 6 months, and I didn't want to stop even 2 years. And I know one day I'll be maybe longer, maybe I want to make it 3 to 7 years as well. I really think that is the fastest way to understand who you are. That's the fastest way to understand the wisdom, or to awake the wisdom inside you. Let's say that's maybe the good way to say that, to awake this wisdom and to really follow your path and to know why you're here, why we're human beings or whatever.
If you don't speak for 2 years, do you forget a little bit how to speak when you start to speak again?
You don't forget how to speak, you just don't want to speak, like you're like kind of, why I have to speak? It's so much energy, the moment you speak you spend energy. You just try daily to cut your words in half, and you see this, you need less to sleep, you need less to less food and everything. So the speaking is one of the biggest energy spender. And if we speak nonsense and you speak things but it's not important, it's absolutely wasting of energy and time. So that's why, if you just get conscious of that's what you speak, and speak just when you need, when you have to say something nice, when you have to help people, I think that's the first step.
Amazing. And you're still working out during all this, correct? Like, are you
Of
working
course, you
out?
have to work out. If you don't work out, the body will say, like, I don't want anymore, especially if it's after 30.
And are you doing it alongside other people
What do you mean?
when you do the long periods of silence?
Um,
Like, is it a big group where you go in for 6 months and it's all prepared?
no, I'm alone.
Okay.
I always been alone. So I make retreats for people to make silence, but I never do for other people more than 10 days.
Oh,
So yeah.
you do retreats.
Oh yeah, I do retreats. I do silence retreats, professional silence retreats, with people 3 to 10 days in silence, and also kind of, yeah, many different.
Wow. That's something I would love to inquire about.
Yes, yeah, we have amazing programs. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Where do people find out more about that?
So like I say, jewelry is one of the extension of my wisdom, and it's rosaliyajewelry.com. And all my retreats, seminars, my new books, and all my events, I make also musical, they're on rosaliyajewelry.com.
Okay, got that.
Yeah, so that's my two lines. Like I work, Rozaliya Journey is more to people to find their high potential, all the practices, all the musicals what I work with, and the books what I released now, second book. So like, yeah.
Yeah, if you to all the audience right now listening to this, I would like to hear in direct messages or however you feel free, if you would ever consider doing a long-term vow of silence.
Me?
No, just to the audience.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who would do something like that. It seems like one of those things that you dip your toes into, and before you know it, you're dropping 2 years.
I think people have to know first what is the feeling of that, and they have to make first a trial, and because like I say, the many of the methods and many of the practice what I do, they don't require people to be 2 years in silence. That was my journey, but I hope for the people who you help, for them to be 1 hour or to be 2 hours. They just to start from something small, they can achieve the same what I achieved, because I was just on searching. Now the energy is much more ready for the people, even they don't get so long silence. But it's so important, at least daily, 30 minutes, you to be just with yourself, you just to be alone and connect to yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Because these days we're always pulling up our phone whenever we have that time too.
Yeah, we don't even connect to ourselves. We connect just to the phones, and we try to live life what is not so real. Yeah.
30 minutes a day is what you recommend every human do.
Yes, 30 minutes alone. You don't need to do anything. No need meditation. No need nothing. Just contemplate about yourself, about life, about what you want in the day, what you want to do in your life, why you're there. So just stop and just feel yourself.
All right, I'm feeling myself. This is an absolute fantastic conversation that I'm going to have to re-listen to because there's a lot of stuff here. So I appreciate you so much for coming on the show. I know everyone is very appreciative of the knowledge and the energy and the excitement and just overall good vibes you bring. I know you're a very busy human and you're running around doing a million things at once. So your time is super appreciated. Is there anything else you would like to share with people before we end up, or maybe tell them a little bit how they can follow you?
I just want first to tell you thank you. You're amazing. So I feel your energy, and it was so easy to be here. So for the all people, I just want to say something. I want to say I love you so much, and I want really to share that every one of us have absolutely possibility to find their high potential, to feel joy and to be happy. And we really need to search for that. So we don't need to settle for nothing down. And please search your happiness and really search for something better and understand what is the human beings who have amazing quality. And if you need my help, I'm in rosaliyajewelry.com or rozaliyajourney.com. I'm so happy to help everybody who connect to me.
You're an angel.
You so much.
Thank you so much for being on
You
the show.
too.
We'll definitely have to do this again sometime.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
All right, we appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Len Jones Party of Two. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review and subscribe to stay up to date on our new episodes. And remember, hope is not a strategy. Keep making moves. Till next time, peace.